So this is the first class, so a little we are not very much prepared, maybe. Anyway, how is your classes going on? Fine. You are all from physics, chemistry, bio, all branches, no? Okay. And my friend is also there. Hello, madam. So instructions madam will be giving, and we'll start the course first, the research methodology part, in which Dr. Atindra will be taking 3 classes, then Dr. Rema will be taking the other classes. Then in the second part, research publication ethics part, Dr. Atindra again, he will be taking the first part, and then I'll be continuing with the ethics part. Okay. So whenever you have any doubt, you can ask us also, and we'll have discussions during the classes also. And for online students, they can write their queries in the chat box. Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Bus. Yes, no. Hello.
Okay, you all are JRFs and doing a PhD in Homi Bhabha National Institute. So DDFS. So mostly you are all are from a research background only. So this course is mandatory for all of us. And as you know, when we are into research, this topic is relevant to all of us. And these are very common topic. It's not like it's a very big, difficult type of thing, but we all know about the things, but certain things we have to understand a little better way. So, and what are the things we should do, what we should not do, and what are the things we have to maintain during a particular research, how to prepare things for research work, and how to prepare things for research presentation or oral presentation or writing thesis. All these things in a brief manner we'll study in this particular courses. And you might have seen the syllabus also. Okay, no problem. No, it doesn't matter. So because whatever we are going to teach in this class, that only most of the things it will cover. And if you have any doubt, we are always there. Okay.
Okay, students, whoever is attending the classes offline, that is our JRF, BRC JRF 4th batch students as well
देखो मेरे इधर से शेयर है सर। हाँ ये मोबाइल मध्ये खूप दिसतो का इथे पण नाही दिसत गाडी म्हणून
So till they are doing so, let us introduce. Selection will probably know who because they were our project presentation, right? Yeah, like, that's what we can. You're from physics, huh? So, physics also project you have, huh? Okay, bioscience as well. Okay. Chemistry work on chemistry? All 20 days not come, huh? Time, but don't do any. Only time. Like can attend all the. So, yeah, so when you have to submit, till now they are stuck on the all. So when you have to submit, they can your project. That kind of clear. And over the classes, you know, good. Everything in the physics also like that. Wow. इधर का पता नहीं है
इतना आइडिया नहीं
दूसरी जगह अप्लाई करवाता रहता है तुम उधर उधर भेज दो क्या मैं चाहिए प्रेजेंटेशन
प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं चाहिए
अच्छा ईमेल भेज
Hello.
Slide changer, ये तो स्क्रीन पे आके स्क्रॉल करना पड़ेगा फिर बस फिंगर तक का कंटिन्यू कर
हाँ हाँ फिंगर पे, हाँ हाँ कोई इशू नहीं, नॉट नॉट कोई इशू नहीं, ठीक है. So this will not go online, this sound. So only this sound will go. So one way it's better. So we are going to start classes today on research methodology, research and publication ethics. In your syllabus, you might be you have seen that it's split up into two. So I will tell you how it has been done. So this is the whole total which we took last year, and the course details is that it's called BRC HBNI hybrid course because and the title is Research Methodology, Research and Publication Ethics. Classes starting from today, September 8 to October 17. The classes will go on. Time is every day it's 2:30 only. So after your lunch and everything, you come and sit here. And this venue is lectured, and this is split up into two parts. Module A, Research Methodology, 15 lectures, 1 credit, and Module B, Research and Publication Ethics, 30 lectures and 2 credits. So now, how they add up to 45 lectures. Okay, so this is what this will be completed, and it will be an interactive session. So if I cannot interact with the online students, but definitely we can interact. And because it's more of a different type of, it's not a scientific topic or subject, it's a different, it's based on what are the methodologies which we will follow for research, doing research. So these are the details of the coordinators you already have, right? The coordinators, Kallul sir came and Dipanita ma'am came. Dipanita ma'am is sitting here only. She's physics associate dean, right? And Kallul sir is in ACD, BRC, and these are the email IDs. So if any issues, you can contact them for any clarifications or any other issues. And there will be 3 lectures. Okay, my name is Atindra Mohan Banerjee. I'm in chemistry division BRC. Okay, this is my extension 22062. If you need any clarification, you can call anytime. And this is my email ID. After me, Remia madam will come. Remia madam is in ACD, Analytical Chemistry Division BRC. This will change the slides. Okay. And then last, Kallul sir will come and take the remaining classes. Okay. So this is how the classes will proceed. So these are the tentative dates. So these are tentative, I'm telling, because these are not fixed. It can change depending upon our, something might come and crop in. So dates, it's mutually, we can change it. Okay. So these dates are also given. So basically every, what the timetable we scheduled, what we did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we had scheduled 2 classes each. Okay. And Tuesday and Thursday, 1 classes at same time, 2:30, because we have to finish the syllabus. It's a huge one. So this is so this is total syllabus. I don't think we need to go through this syllabus and all those. It's given in their module, and then this is the first module. So I'll be taking this only the blue part, the small part, only 3 classes. Okay, the first 3 classes today and tomorrow. It's over. This research methodology portion. Okay, and the rest of the part is completely mathematicals. Okay, it's about what are the procedures, testing, confidence limit, statistical procedures. So all those mathematics part, madam will take, Remia ma'am. And then we will shift to module B. Again, module B first part I will be taking, which depends upon most of the research methodology part. And then about research ethics, means what are the ethics of publication and what are the research ethics, intellectual property rights, and thesis writing. This part again Kallul sir will come and take. So this is how it will proceed. So these are the references if anybody is interested seriously into these. So then you have to follow. So we have given references. You can take, means you can download these books, or can buy and read it. If it's in a library, you can go through them. Okay, but in the class, we all will follow only one book. This is the book which we will follow. This book by Kothari, Professor Kothari and this is on research methods and technique. So these are the contents. I've just given the contents part so that it's easier for you to just go through. So why we are taking these classes? So it started all from 2019 because publication, because you all are into research. I'm also into research. So we all are having this same kind of profession and same output we give. But in terms of output, we do some publications. Okay, it can be a research paper or it can be a whatever you say means. So then patents, books, chapters, whatever. But what the University Grants Commission, which is the governing body for research scholars, okay, so it's written there, in its 543rd meeting held on August 9, 2019, approved credit courses for awareness about publication ethics and publication misconduct entitled Research and Publication Ethics, which is the part which Kallol sir will take mainly. Okay, part about ethics. But along with ethics, HBN has introduced this whole research methodology and ethics together, encompassing the RPE course. So the total course HBN has introduced for benefit of the students, and these are being followed in all the CIs and OCCs of HBNI. Those who are outside, out of station, they are doing it online. Okay. So this was all the introduction, and we'll start with research methodology. Only 3 classes, the introduction classes, today and tomorrow. Okay, and then it will be over. It's so you can understand it will be very fast. In 2 weeks, my classes will be over, and 1 week Remy madam will take, again 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks, 1.5 weeks. Sir and madam will take, and then it will be over, and then we will have the exam along with the first semesters. Whatever I'll be following the class, I will give you the presentation. This presentation, what is, so no need to write and all those things. Come here because you have so much physics, chemistry, and biology, means in-depth classes you are doing whole day. So here you come and just listen what we are telling and have an interaction. It's nothing so much rigorous or tricky. So okay. So we start with research methodology. So what does research methodology in all these 3 classes? Today and tomorrow, what you will do, I'll just outline it. So we'll do objectives, types of research, motivation and objectives, research methods versus methodology, types of research, and then research philosophy, theory development, research process. So this is all we will do today and tomorrow. So we'll start with an interaction. So all of you are research scholars now. I am also doing research. I'm just done research few years more than all of you. So what is research? So that is the question. So anybody can answer, or you are not in the mood to answer. So research. I think see, there are 2 employee students from my division only. One from research. So what? Yes, she told something. Yes, research. So there are, you can define this. So there are so many types of definition, unending ways of definition. I have just listed few of them. Okay, just to textbook from dictionary. If you search, what I searched through a dictionary, that a careful investigation query, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge. So this is what a dictionary definition of research would be. Okay, and then another states that research is a systemized effort to gain new knowledge. So whatever you will do, means as a research scholar in this 5 years period, so definitely you are going to get new knowledge throughout. Means you will come out of your academic knowledge. In fact, many of you have done projects, so you are already aware of research, what is done. So you come out of your academic or bookish knowledge and you try to apply it into practical experiments, or somebody who's doing theory, you will do theory. So this is what a scientific research is. And then there are engineering sciences also. So these classes is for general, for engineering sciences, they will do some bigger research, some engineering level research, and then their research into other subjects like history, geography, psychology, physiology. So there is unending medical field. So this is for all. So in general, the research term is general, research methodology is also general. So research is a systemized effort. So you have to do a effort if you give, but if it is not systematic, then you will not able to achieve our goals, whatever your intended goals are. So these classes you just introduce so that you from the beginning only you are aware, okay, we have to go by certain rules. There are certain rules which we'll follow, and we will systemize our work in a protocol like that. And definitely you will gain new knowledge. But daily we are getting new knowledge. Research is an endeavor to discover answers to intellectual and practical problems through the application of scientific method. So again, you see they are mentioning scientific method. So scientific method means whatever you will research you will do, it has to be scientific. It cannot be just in general without a system. Not like that. It be quite empirical, and then and practical problems. So the problems are intellectual or practical, and then you find a solution to it. Research is a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information, data, in order to increase our understanding of the phenomena about which we are concerned or interested. So we are interested in each of you will do some research during your PhD course, and whatever you are doing, you will do a collection of data, and then you will analyze that data. Just as simple as that. So, and if you do it in a systematic way, it will be more fruitful. Research is a process of finding solutions to a problem after a thorough study and analysis of the situational factors. And then finally, research provides the needed information that guides managers informed decisions to successfully deal with problems. So this is what about organizational research, what managers will do. Any watch? I have no idea what is the time. Huh? There's no watch here, right? Huh? What is the time right now? Huh? 3. Now, why you are doing research? So all of you are sitting here. So why I am doing research? So that is a question, and all of you, for you, why have you thought ever? Why have you landed up here and want to do research? Anybody you can answer. Physics first. You are from physics. Your name? Shorobindu Banerjee. You're from which university? Vishur. So what is the motivation? Do you think means why you are doing research? Just an abrupt answer. Anything? Don't know the unknown. Oh, that's very big. Means it's very good. Means if you think like that. And anybody from biosciences? Chemistry, I will not ask. Chemistry. It's my, so you tell, huh?
For the application of the theoretical knowledge that we have had.
So she's telling you
Front line that we can apply that.
apply where? In the front line. Huh? In the field. So she's telling that she wants to apply whatever she has learned throughout. Yes, definitely. She has studied biosciences from school level till MSc, and definitely she wants that it comes to a fruitful output. And yes, you can, and then you pursue a career in research itself, so that always it goes to the benefit of the people. Means frontline means for the benefit of people, for the society, right? And biosciences are very good scopes. In fact, everybody, and physics, chemistry, biology is not that. See, if you don't keep this interactive, now what will happen? See, these are not that academic subjects. It's totally different. Huh? You will just lead for 1 month, and then so you will let us interact and do. So this is what are the different motivation? Anybody else? Any other motivation?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Is telling for knowing the unknown, and
Am I audible?
telling to from whatever she want to apply.
Am I audible?
Anybody else? Any other motivation?
Hello. Hello.
Existing, whatever the problems is existing. So that is a very social objective, that okay, she wants to solve a problem of the mankind. Okay, and for that, whatever knowledge she has gathered throughout, and then she will apply it to solve that problem. Yes, you want to tell. To understand the phenomena. So with definitely with research, what you can do, if the research is empirical, it's not conceptual or theoretical, then you can understand the phenomena. Means yes, why it is happening, Anything else? Hmm? What? Actually, you are laughing, but that is a very important thing, huh? Huh? So that is a very important parameter. Okay, if we do research, we are working, because why we are doing research? Because we have qualified to such an extent. Okay, we are now qualified to do a research. We have done a master's degree, and then we'll do a PhD and pursue a career in research also. And one of the definitely fundamental reason is, yes, we run a livelihood. So it's a very good livelihood, in fact, if you say research field. So it's good, means that thought process is good. Anything else before going to the next? This is what, for new technology, if you say, definitely sciences can do, but for engineering sciences, this technology, developing a technology is very important, and they are doing, in fact, research for developing a new technology. And that is how technology has evolved, right? Today, this class is going on here, as well as more than 100 students probably is listening all over India. So without advent of or evolution of technology, with a proper research in information technology, it would have not been possible, right? So we are advancing day by day. 20 years back, we could not have thought like this. We could not have talked about smartphones, but people have thought about communication industry. So how the communication industry has prospered, right? So this is uh, one motivation for which people have done research, and they solved it also. So reached to a solution. So these are the different motivations. So this is what I have listed. This is what these classes are for. You learn, means I'll go on repeating all these things only in the class, so that it gets on to you, right? So what people undertake research? The possible research may be either one or more of the following: desire to get a research degree along with his consequential benefits. So what he told, money, right? So livelihood. So once you get a degree, you have more options for getting a job, right? After your PhD degree, you do a postdoc and then you get a job like that. And we are also doing job. Is the challenge solving the unsolved problem? What he told, right? You told means, okay. So we have a desire in us to solve, which is still yet not yet solved. Okay.
Hello.
You also do that. So that is concerned about practical problems, initiate research. So like that. Desire to get intellectual joy of doing some creative work. There is an intellectual joy in doing research. So you read. Any issue? Something was coming up. Achha, there are questions. We'll take the questions later on online. Intellectual joy of doing some intellectual means there is an inherent. So once you are doing right research, so you will find that initially you start a problem, working on a problem, and then you feel bored initially. But as and when the results comes on, you will have an intellectual joy. Once you get a solution, the joy is enormous. So that intellectual joy drives many. That kind of satisfaction it gives. If you remember that Eureka, na? So when Archimedes principle, so when he in the bathtub he established the principle, he came to know, okay, the water is being displaced. So he invented the principle, and he was so excited and overwhelmed by that. Means like that, there is an inherent joy as you read. Say, some of you must be interested in reading books in any field. Some are novels, somebody in spiritual books, somebody in chemistry or physics or your academics. Why you feel that okay, it is so interesting? Because you are getting an intellectual joy in that understanding, right? So this is what that be service to society. So someone who wants to do a societal research, he and she can serve the society by doing a good research, the research whose objective is to have a solution for a national issue. Yeah. And desire to get respect. Okay, I am a PhD, so like that. Somebody will think, okay, you will think that you will getting respect, that I don't know. But anyways, these are just jocularly I'm telling, that nothing serious. But definitely, one person who is in the high strata of the society, means you have got the highest degree in the society, you will definitely get a respect, due respect. So for that, somebody can drive the research. Okay. More factors such as directives of the government, new things, social thinking, awakening, and other reasons may as well motivate people to perform research operations. So this is what, these are the definite different objectives of doing research. Okay. So this is so we did today is research. We understood. Everybody understand, but just in this class we have to go through that and the objectives of why we are doing the research, and no motivation in doing the research. Now the objectives. What are the objectives of research? Okay. So why the purpose of doing research? The purpose of research is to discover answers through application of scientific procedures. Okay, and we will study the scientific procedure in the next means day after tomorrow when we take the RPE classes. Initially, we'll how the research in general, not for any physics, chemistry, mathematics, or sociology, anything. In general, what are the procedures one by one? We'll just list them, and that is all the classes are. So, the purpose of research is to discover answers through the application of scientific procedures. The main aim of research is to find out the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered yet, to know the unknown, what he was telling, right? So, to gain familiarity with the phenomena or to achieve new insights into it. So, new insight means exploratory research. Suppose in DAE there is a unit known as AMD. They know there are a few employees also. I don't know there are other employees or not. So AMD, so they do exploratory research where you can get uranium, okay, which is a means nuclear fuel. So that can be useful for us. Similarly, the oil, ONGC, and they search the exploratory research for oils. Any other type of exploratory research you can do. So that is one of the objective of the research. To portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or a group. So descriptive research. This group, you define the group or you research on a group of people. The psychology type of research, those comes under descriptive. To determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something else. Diagnostic research. And finally, to test the hypothesis of a causal relationship between variables. This hypothesis testing research means there is a hypothesis, is something which you propose, which has not been proven, and you do research to prove that hypothesis. That is, a hypothesis might be a causal relationship between two variables. So you know PV is equal to nRT, physics, chemistry, biology, maths, everybody knows. So there is a relationship between pressure and volume, and they prove that pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Like that, two variables. If there is a relationship, you propose it during a hypothesis, and during your research, you prove it. Okay, there is a relationship that exists. Okay, and these are the listed characteristics of research. So I'll just read out. Research is directed towards the solution of a problem. So no research is towards the creating a problem, right? So you are trying to solve a problem. You have selected a problem. What are the problems? With the projects which has been given, listed to you, those are the problems for you, right? And you have to solve it during your research years. So you have to find a solution to the problem. Research is based upon observable experience or empirical evidence. Means empirical, empirical means whatever you are doing experiments, you are getting the data, something like that, not based on some theories. Okay. So it's of empirical means you are establishing it through your research. So it is based on some experimental experience or empirical evidence, demands accurate observation and description. So your these are characteristic. Another characteristic, that is your research should be free of any errors, right? Means accurate, means how you will make your data or research accurate. So that is one point. So you have research should be accurate enough, means minimal error. Research involves gathering new data from primary sources or using existing data for a new purpose. So primary source you can or you can generate your own data, or somebody told na, you can whatever data is existing, you can do research onto it and to find a new relationship. Research activities are characterized by carefully designed procedures. So from initial days only you have to design the procedures, which how you will go ahead during your research years, and then so on. So research requires expertise, is skill necessary to carry out investigation. Means you need to have the skill necessary to carry out this investigation, search the related literature, and to understand and analyze the data gathered. Objective research is objective and logical. So it has an objective and it has logic. It cannot be something without logic. Research involves the quest for answers to unsolved problems. Research requires courage. Research is characterized by patient and unhurried activity. Research is carefully recorded and reported. So these are the characteristics. If somebody asks you what are the characteristics of research, all these are the characteristics of research, right? And this is the quadrant model of Pasteur. Okay, so this was proposed. So this is, as you see, these are 4 quadrants. Okay, so along the y-axis, if you see, quest for fundamental understanding. So you have 2 types of research, means fundamental understanding as well as applied, something which can be applied. So in this y direction, the quest for fundamental understanding is increasing. So it is 0. In the negative side, there is no quest, no fundamental understanding is required. In the positive side, fundamental understanding is gaining importance. Okay, and in the x-axis, along the x-axis, there is a consideration of use, means it can be used in society, as you told. Okay, and in the other direction, negative direction, there is no use in the society. Okay, so pure basic research, Bohr, which did, is curiosity driven. So there is a curiosity in one, and then if some in this quadrant where there is no quest for use but there is lot of fundamental understanding, means you have to apply your curiosity, your intellect, and you solve a problem, then there is a voyage to discovery. You discover new things, and this is pure basic research. It's pure applied. It has only consideration of use. Okay, like suppose in this Anushakti Nagar, so all of you, after all of you have arrived, which are the items which are selling fast. So if somebody does research into it and then open a shop, or in his shop, he will, there will be a lot of use, because he or she will put try to bring that into his shop. So what I found after all of you coming the HBNI canteen, the people are coming more. So because see, more people are coming to have lunch and dinner, everyone. So that is only use. There is no research. They are collecting only the data. There is no fundamental understanding. But if there is a combination of both, which most of you will do it here in this department, they are concerned with applied. So applied research. So there will be application, and you will apply your fundamental knowledge into it to solve a problem. Okay. So that is yes, means there is fundamental understanding as well as there is a use or application to society. So all of your research will form into this quadrant, which is Pasteur quadrant, which is user inspired. Somebody will use it. So whatever research you will do, the Department of Atomic Energy has an application, right? Whatever you all are doing here. And so that is known as user-inspired basic research. So this is the Pasteur quadrant. This is one theory in which in 4 quadrants you define how the basic and the applied research is. Okay, again we'll come into the next class. What are basic and applied research? And which is I don't know whether nobody knows what science it is, which has no fundamental understanding and no use. And then the final part of today's class is research methods versus research methodology. So this class is on research methodology, not research methods. Research methods are the experiments or the data collection which you are doing, how you will collect the data. Those are the methods. And the methodology, research methodology, what we are doing is somewhat different. So mainly theoretically, you should understand in the difference between research method and research methodology. Okay, that we'll do in the next class. So what is the time now? From next day, I have to bring the watch. 3:20. So they need some break because they have to leave early. At 4:20 probably they gave me the time. So and this class is still 3:25. 3:25, and then the next class starts from 3:30. Okay, then we'll start from 3:30. So So all we did here, we'll just again come back. Means this we did Pasteur's quadrant, we did characteristics of research, objectives, and motivation, and what is research. So this is all what we have done in the first class. I have told you about the introduction, what all will be covered in these classes. These are the syllabus, and this presentation will be shared with you. So if we don't take break, then again we have to assemble here at 3:30, and we'll come back and again start the classes. Okay, from the next class on. So let it be open here, and if you want to just, you need a break or you don't need a break, you tell me. Huh? No need. No need. Huh? Huh? 5 minutes. He's telling 5 minutes. Everybody can participate. It's not that only few people. Huh? Huh? Break. Chale, okay, you take a break and then we'll come back. So now we will move on to research methodology. So what is research methods versus methodology? Okay, what are the differences theoretically? What is the difference between research methods and methodology? So these are the two terms. Again, new terms we will introduce, keep on introducing in every class. So research methods versus methodology. So first we understand what do we understand by research methods. Okay, so research methods may be understood as all those methods, techniques. So research methods, we understand all those research methods or techniques. So we are talking about certain technique. See, that are used for conduction of research. So for the chemistry people, so when I came for telling you the project, so I stayed back for 3-4 projects. Okay, so they were telling that okay, you will synthesize some material, okay, and then you will so synthesis is a method, so you have to follow that method. Again, another method is that after synthesis you have to characterize the materials. Okay, sound band ho gaya. Chal raha hai na? Okay. So you have to characterize the material. So characterization you can do for a solid state material. You in inorganic chemistry you have learned that you do an XRD first. Okay, X-ray diffraction pattern. You collect the X-ray. So that is a technique. So we are talking about one technique which will be used. So that is a research method. Okay. Again, another research method. Okay, we want to know how the material looks like. Okay, what is the morphology of the material? So we do a scanning electron microscope image or TM, huh? So transmission electron microscope. So we understand what is the morphology. Morphology means what is the shape or size of that material. Okay, so all these techniques which we are using comes under research methods, but research methodology is very different. What is that? Will come later. So right now you have understood what do you mean by research methods. So research methods may be understood as all those methods or techniques that are used for conduction of research. I told you about some very small area that is for solid state research. Okay, but there will be other. So for organic chemistry, so they will do an NMR. So that is a research method. So for physics, somebody is so they are doing some small angle X-ray scattering data. So you're using that technique. So that comes a research methods, but that is not methodology. Methodology is everything. Okay, yeah. Research method or technique does refer to the methods the researcher use in performing the research operations. Okay, clear? No. So methods which will be used to perform the research operations. In other words, all those methods which are used by the researcher during the course of studying his research problem are termed as research methods. So this is what all about research method is. So we are every day using some research method to do our research. Okay, research methods can be put into following 3 groups. So they are telling that it can be following into 3 groups. Then again, these are general, not what I told is specific. The first group include those methods which are concerned with collection of data. So whatever I told is you are collecting the data. You are collecting the morphological data. You are collecting the X-ray diffraction data, means solid state material data. Like that, you are collecting the data. But these methods will be used where the data already available are not sufficient to arrive at the required solution. The second group consists of those statistical techniques which are used for establishing relationship between data and the unknowns. So there are some variables, and you are using a statistical technique to establish a relationship between those data and the variables. That is again a research method. For example, as I told you, by TEM you can measure, by synthesis, you are synthesizing a material. Okay, say any material, say suppose TiO2, titanium dioxide. Okay, it is used in many application it has. So this titanium dioxide material, she told that okay, we can do a TEM to know the size of the particles, and you are synthesizing it. Now you vary the synthesis conditions, and you have titanium dioxide material of 2 mm, 4 mm, 6 mm, 6 nanometer, 8 nanometer, 10 nanometer. So you have a variation. So from 2 nanometer to 20 nanometer, say, of all the 10 different TiO2 materials synthesized by different methods. Okay, and then you have done a research method. Method is that you are collecting the TM data. Another method is you are making the synthesis. And third is establishing a relationship, a statistical relationship between the material size amniocentesis method. So if you can generalize a relationship, okay, under this condition this will occur, so that is another research method. Okay, so these are the different types of methods, research method that you will encounter. The third group consists of those methods which are used to evaluate the accuracy of the results obtained. So those will be done in the next classes, where Ramya madam will come and teach you how to find out the statistical error of anything. Okay, statistically so these are the different sizes of TiO2 nanoparticles you get. What is the statistics? What is the variation? How much error each in size can have? Suppose you have some 10 nanometer, but are you able to prepare all the particles of 10 nanometer, or there is a variation? Some is 11, some is 9. Okay, so there is a statistical variation in the data. So that is another method. You establish the statistical variation in data or accuracy of your method. Okay, the statistical accuracy, what you are predicting, how much accurate it is. Okay, so lot of these kinds research, if anybody have done analytical chemistry in their masters, so they have done a lot of data accuracy methods. So research methods falling in the above stated last two groups are generally taken as analytical tools of research. As I told, analytical chemistry. So any analytical tool is which you are quantitatively measuring the statistics of your research. Okay, so this is what these are research methods. So these are broadly research methods. But what is research methodology? It's a way to systematically solve the research problem. So it's a very broad thing. Whatever research method, all the three which I have told all comes under research methodology. So research methodology is a very broad thing, which is containing from initiation of the research to end. Means the whole thing is research methodology. So systematically you do research methods. You perform research methods to arrive at the solution. So that is research methodology. In it, we study the various steps that are generally adopted by a researcher in studying his research problem, along with the logic behind them. I have to understand the logic. Okay, as I told you, for one specific problem, you can explore it to other problems also. Say from arsenic in groundwater. So we come from West Bengal, so there is a problem that there is arsenic in groundwater. Okay, how you measure that arsenic in groundwater, that comes under research method. Okay, so what you will do, you will derive a method, analytical method, using a tool, say suppose ICP-MS, inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometry, by which you can quantitatively determine how much arsenic is present per gram of your water. Okay, and then you can also devise a method by which you can measure the error from place to place or error in your every data. So that is comes under research methods. But methodology is what? All this, using all this, you find a solution. How you will remove that arsenic from your groundwater. So you install some water purification agent and everything. Okay, so those research methods are necessary. If you do not know that there is arsenic in groundwater, you will not take any step, right? So research method comes under research methodology. Researchers not only need to know how to develop Researchers not only need to know how to develop certain indices or test, how to calculate the mean, the mode, the median, or the standard deviation or chi-square, how to apply particular research techniques. So these first, whatever research not only need to know how to develop certain indices. So developing certain indices, calculate the mean, the mode, the median, or the standard deviation, chi-square. These all comes are in the research method. Statistics, the last two what we did in the previous page. Okay, the research statistics, research method statistics. But here, those come under methodology. They also need to know which of these methods or techniques are relevant and which are not, and what would they mean and indicate and why. Okay, so somebody doing work, research methodology to research on removing arsenic from groundwater, they will definitely not do something, find out some other metal, right? Iron in groundwater. So that does not come under his purview. So research methodology will tell you that. And also, what they will tell you, researchers also need to understand the assumptions underlying various techniques, that they need to know the criteria by which they can decide that certain techniques and procedures will be applicable to certain problems and others will be not. So certain techniques and procedures, so certain techniques, certain research methods which are the research methods, which are the research procedures which will be applicable for your research, that comes under research methodology. So, for example, they have given an architect who designs a building has to concisely evaluate the basis of his decisions. That is, has to evaluate why and on what basis he selects particular size, number, location of doors, windows, and ventilators, uses particular materials and not others. Okay, so this comes under research methodology. Why you will use something and why you will not use something. What are the research methods you use? So research methods and research methodology are different. So they are studied, and these are the assignments. So why do I give you assignments? See, these classes also, at the end of the classes, you have to write for the exam also. It's not that everybody's feeling sleepy, I can it's not that you just come and listen and go. So you have to give an exam also. So for that exam, you just during all these presentations will be shared by every lecturers. So at the end, in my lectures, I am giving some assignments so that it becomes easy to follow at that time, because you are under pressure of so many subjects. So at that time, you just read, okay, what are the possible methods of doing research? What are the objectives of doing research? You just recap, those are listed there. You just try to recapitulate and come during the exam. So these assignments you need not submit, but it's, if you write somewhere after the class, or if you have the presentation, if you mark and keep it, it will be useful for you during your exam time. Okay, thank you for the first class, but it's just the first class is ended. There is another class pending, so we'll go and start the other one. I think you have to share for the online people. Somebody's there? Screen is shared, no? Huh? So if I make it full screen, it will be shared automatically. Huh? Just check it. This. Huh? All right. What they click on. So in the lecture 2, means today's is very short. We'll just try to just means see that research methodology comes under, so many research methods will undergo. But what are the different types of research in general? In general, globally, what are the different types of research we follow? So here we are only science people, we are sitting, science and engineering. It's not that research is done only for science or engineering people, but they are very vast. Means if you see information technology and then marketing and all those things, means their human behavior. So it spans through a very broad research area. So what are in general, how can you define all these different types of research? What are the different types of research globally which are present? Okay, so first is that fundamental and applied research, what we understood in the Pasteur quadrant. You remember we did the Pasteur quadrant just. So we understood, okay, something which is not of any use, we are defining as fundamental research, just for our understanding or curiosity. Okay, so that is fundamental research, and we establish some solution, means we find out some research output by doing fundamental research. While in applied research, the research output is applied to the society in some way or the other. Okay, so these are the difference between fundamental and applied research, and we understood with the help of the Pasteur's quadrant. So under the types of research, the first two types are fundamental and applied, and since they are related, we cover in the same categories: fundamental research and applied research. Okay, so fundamental research, what is it, and applied research, what is it? So fundamental versus applied research, we say what is mean by fundamental research. Fundamental research, which is also known as basic or pure research, is undertaken for the sake of knowledge. Okay, without any intention. It doesn't mean that it will not be applied. when we do the research, we do not have any intention, okay, we'll serve to the benefit of the society. It's only one purpose, that we gain knowledge. Okay, so that is what it is, without any intention to apply it in practice. In practice, we do not have intention, but definitely fundamental research has its own benefits, and it has been applied to many applications. Yeah, like even in astronomy, you see, physics people are there, so it's a fundamental research, but it has a lot of applications. It is undertaken out of intellectual curiosity and is not necessarily problem solution oriented. So there is a problem and there is a solution. It's not that problem solution. So one means what is happening, all those things. So research on improving a theory or a method is also referred as a fundamental research. So examples, as you see, what is this is blue. So astronomy, identification of new planets or stars in our galaxy. So what you will gain by identifying? So is there any better you will serve the society by identifying any new star? No, right? So but our intention at the moment is nothing like that, but definitely it has some other use or not, I don't know. But identification of new planets or stars in our galaxy is lot of astronomical, the whole astronomical research is has so much fundamental research involved into it. So it's going on, and a lot of new knowledge is coming our way, and day by day our understanding of the universe is clear. Elementary particles, identification of new particles. So elementary particles, you have heard of the Higgs bosons and all those. So those fundamental research, they are continuously, so a lot of funding goes into fundamental research because it is required, because for increasing the knowledge or improving the knowledge base. Huh?
Social.
Windows में आपको दिख रहा है क्या इधर से? Well, these things will continuously go means since they're hybrid mode, online and offline. Last time I took only online classes, so I just spoke in front of a camera. You just only think so much. So those are still available online. So if you want to go, you can revisit in HBNI, YouTube. The last whole whatever classes I'll take, same classes. So if you so these will also be loaded. So those are there. These will also be loaded. So during exam, if you have time, this will be the probably last. Probably I don't know when they will schedule it. So you will have time to just go through it. Okay. So we were at fundamental research. Okay, so fundamental research is an important, very, very, very important component of research. It was throughout lot of advancement in astronomical sciences as well as elementary particles have come to date, especially physics. They have, means the whole physics fraternity have contributed a lot to these fundamental sciences. Now, what is applied research? So, applied research or action research is carried out to find solution to a real life problem, require action or policy decision. Okay, so this is what. So you have to solve the a problem of the society. Say for, as we discussed, there is arsenic in groundwater. We have to remove it. So you develop better and better purifiers, water purifiers. So somebody who is doing research, definitely water research. So that comes under applied research. In here, in one, whoever in chemistry, lot of projects, most of the projects are applied research because somebody will develop a thermodynamic data for a nuclear fuel. So that fuel will be applied in a reactor. So that data is very much required. So that is comes under applied research. Okay, somebody will work for reactor safety. So somebody will work for safety of or new energy means batteries, or I proposed a project on hydrogen. So all those are applied means the understanding which you are, or the research which you are undertaking is for improving or solving the current energy scenario, right? So currently the energy fossil fuels are used, so that is not sustainable because fossil fuels are limited, and also there is greenhouse gas emission. Okay, so both, so environmental and energy, both taking aspects, fossil fuels cannot be a sustainable solution. So for a sustainable solution we have to go for alternative energies, right? Like solar, huh, or wind, renewable. So those renewable energy can solve the problem for a sustainable time. So uh, in that case, what will be the fuel? Well, hydrogen can be generated from using those renewable fuels, okay? And that hydrogen can run a car or a vehicle or any other system, okay? So again, that energy, wind energy, can be stored in a battery, and that battery can run something, like building. So like that. So this, though, whatever research you are doing, so it is oriented to find a solution to a practical life problem. Okay, there is a problem. The problem is that we cannot have, there is a problem in environment and energy, and we are finding a solution. Applied research aims at finding a solution for an immediate problem facing a society or an industrial business organization. Thus, the central aim of applied research is to discover a solution for some pressing practical problem, that is increasing the efficiency of a machine or chemical process. So, as he told, some technology, or there are DGFS students. I don't know the projects. What are those? So, those are oriented to improve some of the current technologies. So, chemical improving the application. Not there on back. There, after the invention of LEDs, the whole savvy development invention of, right? This has changed the whole. Because right now everything is LED from here. Heat, light, and source things that presses solves a problem of the society. So this is what is the difference between fundamental applied research. We understood the Pasteur's quadrant, and this is same, just listed as such. Now, descriptive analytical research. As after fundamental and applied, we come into descriptive and analytical. So, analytical, again, research methods and statistics and all those things. And descriptive means something with description. Okay. Descriptive research is a fact-finding investigation which is aimed at describing the characteristic of an individual, situation, or a group, describing the state of affairs as it exists at present. The main characteristics of this type of research is that the researcher has, this is important, the researcher, in descriptive research, the researcher has no control over the variables. Okay. Right, as I told you, synthesizing a nanoparticle. Okay, synthesis of some nanoparticle in chemistry or physics, people also does. So you synthesize the nanoparticles. With the synthesis, you establish a synthesis protocol, and then you characterize the, as I told you, you measure the TEM images and establish a correlation between the synthesis method and the size of the nanoparticle. So this synthesis method is giving, under this condition, 2 mm, this under this condition 10 mm. So you establish a theory at the end, this hypothesis, and at the end of your research you have a well established empirical hypothesis established. Okay, this will give this method will give 10 nanometer. But in descriptive research, these guys have no control over what is the size of the nanoparticle will be. Means descriptive research is some variable. The variable is, in your case, is the size of the nanoparticle. But in descriptive research, there is no control over such variable. Means what type of research we are concerned with in social science and business research. Ex post facto research means whatever already, as I told you, in Anushakti Nagar, in Hastapur one shop, what is the most selling item. So frequency of shopping or preferences of people in shopping. So you have no control. The variable is people. It depends upon people. I have no control over that. I just collect the data. I just collect the data and put forward to the marketing. I do a marketing. So those type of research are also business research. I am not doing, but those means anybody here will not be doing such things. But this comes under descriptive research. So that is another kind of research. Okay. Monuments, tourist place in a city, state, country. So these are, we have no control of the variable, but we collect the data of the variables and present it for the development of the society, benefit of the people. While analytical research is primarily concerned with testing hypotheses and specifying and interpreting relationships, we are analyzing the facts or information already available. Analyze the information available to make a critical evaluation of material, like mechanical, chemical evaluation, materials for a particular application, so suitability of water from particular source for drinking purpose. As I told you, whether the water is suitable to drink or not. How much arsenic is there? So you measure the amount of arsenic in the sample from where I am coming. Say, suppose X. This place, the amount of arsenic from the groundwater is this much, which is below the permissible limit. So that type of research, if I do and give it to the society, that is analytical research. Okay, that is allowed. Then if it is disallowed, then you cannot. So suitability of water you determine with the help of analysis. Research method is the analysis, and research type of research is analytical research. Okay. Qualitative or quantitative, I think everybody can tell. So what is we will be doing? Everybody here will be doing research. So and most of them will be quantitative research, right? And so all the sciences and the engineering disciplines, they will come out with some quantity. It's just variable without any units. You will not be dealing with. Then what is the qualitative research? Can you think of? Okay, there will be no numbers. Just detection, but whatever. Suppose you are detecting something, right? Uh, uh, Something you will be detecting, that you will be defining in some way, means quantitative way. If that is not a quantitative way, then it is qualitative, means there is no numbers involved, right? So, maintain the accuracy and precision. Those are totally quantitative. Pura quantitative, it's totally you dealing with numbers. How much is the accuracy? 10%, 1%.
For example, we have
How much percentage you will tell? 10%, 1%.
types of
That is one qualitative analysis. So then, so analytical research also comes under two types: qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. What he told is that, okay, you are given an unknown sample. So Kalol sir who came, he is dealing with. He is a person who is in charge of analysis in the analytical chemistry division. So whatever from outside or when you join BRC, so whatever you have to analyze some sample in that division, analytical chemistry, you have to send first contact, tell what are the elements involved. So if you do not know, suppose, so what are the elements initially, say for chemistry, for some sample. So first you have to do a quantitative research to know what are the elements present. Okay. So that also they do. So that is analytical, also comes on analysis, analytical chemistry division. So they do by method, EDXRF. You can do quantitative analysis, but you can do first an energy dispersive. Throughout the energy you scan. Chemistry, I think everybody can understand. There will be peaks wherever the elements is present. Or SEM, scan electron microscopy. Along with that, there is an EDX. He is handling also the equipment. Energy dispersive X-ray. You get the X-ray. Those are characteristics of elements. So you can identify the element. But if you want to quantify it, what you have to do, you have to use standards. You have to use standards, what the standard is giving and what your sample is giving, and then you qualify. Or do an wavelength dispersive EDXRF, WDXRF, like that. So you use the help of standards. Lambert's Beer's law, you have remembered, UV visible. You do a calibration curve and you put your sample somewhere, and you know the how much your sample is containing which concentration with the help of Lambert-Beer's law. So that is quantitative. Quantitative. Qualitative is just knowing without numbers. So one example of qualitative, what he told is correct. Another is the use. Qualitative is that human behavior. So if you see reasons for human behavior, why I am behaving that way. So this is a separate subject. Psychology. Have you heard? Human psychology. So they deal with human behavior. So there they do not have quantities. So they qualify the human behavior, positive psychology, negative psychology, like that. I don't know whether you have heard of Daniel Goleman or no. You know the experiments? Okay, I will tell you one day. So, mm, so there are a lot of research going on in positive psychology, how to improve the psychology of the people, how the people behave positively instead of negatively. Okay, so those kind of research, lot of research is going on, and they do with the help of human behavior or human response to certain stimulus. So they create an environment, we do an experiment, and how human behavior like that, investing the reasons for human behavior. So that comes on psychology, why people think or do certain things, how people feel or what they think about a particular subject or institution. So qualitative research. Qualitative research is a non-quantitative type of analysis, non-quantitative. While quantitative research is employed for measuring the quantity or amount of particular phenomena by use of statistical analysis. So this is the difference between qualitative research and quantitative research. Okay, so it is applicable to phenomena that can be explained in terms of quantity. So some quantity and some units will be involved. Here, qualitative research is specifically important in the behavioral sciences, where the aim is to discover the underlying motives of human behavior, why human is behaving in such certain way. Motivation research, various factors which motivate people to behave in such a way. To apply qualitative research in practice is relatively a difficult job, and therefore, while doing such research, one should seek guidance from experimental psychology. So this is what qualitative research is all about. So psychological experiments or human behavior. And finally, this is the last, that is what is empirical and conceptual research. So I already introduced the term empirical previously in the previous class. Empirical means data-based or observed. It's not that I'm telling based on theories. I have observed something. Okay, I have observed that this synthesis method is giving me 10 nanometer. So I'm not telling abruptly that okay, if you do a hydrothermal synthesis under this condition, you'll get a TiO2 particle of 10 nanometer. I'm not abruptly telling, based on empirical, my experience. I have got that experience, so that is nothing but empirical, not bookish, and you believe it since you believe it, not a belief sort of things. You have seen or observed or experienced by yourselves. So that is empirical. While conceptual is theoretical base. So that is the difference between conceptual versus empirical research. So conceptual research is related to some abstract ideas or theory. It is generally used by philosophers and thinkers to develop new concepts or reinterpret existing ones. Okay, this is what about conceptual research. So concept based, certain concept. While empirical research, experimental research is data based research which depends on experience or observation alone. Empirical research is appropriate when proof is sought that certain variables affect other variables in some way. Empirical research is that characterized by the experimental controls of the variable. So I have a control over the variable, okay, and his deliberate manipulation of one of them to study his effect. So as I was telling you, in this nice synthesis method, I introduce one variable, that is one, I was telling some synthesis method where I am doing a hydrothermal synthesis. Okay, thermal, temperature. So temperature is a variable. I do that experiment at 50 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Celsius, 150 degrees Celsius, and 200 degrees Celsius. So I have a control over these variables, these temperatures, and I deliberately manipulate it to establish a relationship between the temperature and the size of the nanoparticles. Okay, so this is how or what is empirical research is all about. So with the help of direct observation or experience or data collection. Okay, all of this I have done with that. So this is empirical research and conceptual research. Other types of research are also there. Historical researches. See, that we have not mentioned, somebody who is doing history, research in history. So that is one type of research, and decision oriented research for decision maker. Okay, and so on. So this is all about today's class. So these are the assignment. So difference, what? 4 slides, only 4 slides I've shown in this class. Okay, if you see, so those 4 slides are important. Means fundamental applied research. What are the difference between fundamental and applied research? Descriptive analytical research, conceptual empirical research. Again, it has one fundamental applied. It should be qualitative and quantitative. Okay, so these are the 4. So thank you. Any questions if you have, and if there is any online question, I'll be able to answer. Right now, what is the time? 4:15? 4:10. How many students are there online? कितना है students? Huh? 20? 30? Okay. 38. Okay. Then it is okay. Not much. Last time it was very huge. The total class was online. So if you want to revisit the class, this presentation will be shared with you. And also the class online, whatever is done, means recorded, that will also be shared. And also last year's presentations, I think, as I told you, is there in the HBNI website probably last year. The same classes is there. So if you want to revisit, you can always go and visit. Okay. Then thank you. I will just close it. Here the time is showing 4:20. So what is the actual time? They told it to continue to 4:20. You don't know? Huh? 4:13. Huh? Yeah, it is fast. Huh? Anyways.